Gonna miss you, brother.
I miss you too.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, we're here at the Outer Sunset Farmers Market. I'm here with Matt Jones from Avast Bakery. We've been here from the beginning, right? The first two years, almost 3 years.
Almost 3, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. So I just wanted to let everybody know Matt's going to be leaving us for better pastures for his family and a great opportunity coming forward. So I wanted to say, first I wanted to interview you, and then I would say, obviously, we're going to miss you. So I was going to ask you a couple questions. Is that okay? How long you been in the city? How long you been in San Francisco? The Sunset.
18 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
And what drew you here?
I mean,
sometimes something doesn't draw you here. It's just like that's where we end up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the big draw was. I think, like, you know, I visited San Francisco and I just thought it was like such an amazing city. You know, it was such a change from where I grew up, and you know, I saw beauty in it, and I saw diversity, I saw opportunity. You know, and I think when I originally came, I was like, oh, you know, I'll try and stay here for a few years, and then I'll like move on, and I fell in love.
Yeah,
you know,
awesome
with the city.
Yeah, wonderful. That's awesome. And then with that process, were you baking before you came here, or did you learn your craft when you came here?
No, I was a cook before I came here, and yeah, I learned how to bake in San Francisco. Yeah, cut my teeth, you know, staged everywhere, worked for free. Learned everything I could, you know. I mean, I'm still learning, but you know, yeah, this is where I became a baker.
That's so cool, man.
I feel so blessed to have learned here.
Wonderful. One of the things that I learned early on is to never tell a baker that you're tired, because he's been up for what, 2 in the morning or something crazy. It was always the same way, right? So the last place, just share a little bit of your story and how you came to the market. I obviously know it, but
yeah, I was a baker at a neighborhood spot called Outerlands, and had been doing kind of on the side, you know, my own baking thing for a little while. And through the pandemic, as we know, most all restaurant establishments were shut down for a while, and at that time, I found out my wife was pregnant with twins, and I needed to, you know, generate income still through the closures. And it was amazing that, you know, Angie came up with this plan to have the Sunset Mercantile create this amazing farmers market. And I was very fortunate enough to get a spot here, and I've been baking and selling my goods to the community since its
July
beginning.
5th.
Yeah.
July 5th, 2020. Yeah. I remember it because Angie was telling me the same thing. She was like, I think we do a coffee. I'm like, everything's closed, Angie. I don't know. I'm a little nervous to say yeah. I was like, okay, we'll do it. And, you know, but I remember July 5th, I was like, after the 4th of July, I got this market, and I thought it was 10 weeks long. It's like, it's all year, Phil. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, you're like, I think it's seasonal, and I was like, nah.
No, it's the whole year. I was like, every Sunday? I was like, oh, man, okay.
That was an odd 4th of July weekend, because 4th of July was sunny in San Francisco.
Oh, there you go.
I'll never forget.
Was it freezing?
The first 4th of July in my years here, it was a sunny 4th of July. And the last.
Yeah, the last one probably. That's awesome. I love your story because it exemplifies kind of what the market represents. Businesses that had to kind of adapt, or people that had to adapt their craft and to provide for their family and share their craft in the community. And the open air market allowed that during that time. It was like the only thing we could do. They're like, it's an open air market. People were coming with masks. We were wearing masks.
Yes.
I remember it was like, hey man, don't touch my table. Like you got to use hand sanitizer. Like they're not allowed to reach into your tent. There's all these rules that we were kind of learning.
We had barricades up, tape.
That was a good time though.
You were working the espresso bar.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a good time though. You come in for your red eye too, or you're like, hey man, drip coffee with a shot of espresso. Like, oh man, wonderful. What would you say you're going to miss the most about I guess maybe this community from a farmer's market standpoint, and maybe even greater than that, you know?
No, that's a hard question because I'm going to miss so much. You know, from friendships I've created with other vendors and, you know, being able to, you know, see my regular customers week to week and provide them with something that's, you know, healthy and delicious and nourishing for their families or for an individual or for, you know, it's hard, you know, like most of my customers are repeat customers. I know what they're going to get before they come up to the tent. And, you know, creating that bond and relationship with people, I'm going to miss those individuals, you know. Yeah, it's really bittersweet. You know, the move is you know, leaving this amazing place to hopefully find something that's like much more affordable, and so I can spend more time with my children and be able to raise them and in a good place. Not this isn't a good place, but just you know, San Francisco's changed a lot, and yeah. So I think back to the question, yeah, I'm gonna miss the humans.
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
interesting because I feel I'm confident in this, that you're the type of individual that brings the community feel where you go, but it's the people that you interact with that you can't bring with you, and you just gotta hope and promise that, or know that wherever you're gonna go, there's gonna be other humans and people that are gonna be. They're not gonna be exactly the same, but you're gonna have you bring that community to them, and the people will come through. Like you said, you'll be feeding kids nutritional bread. You know, you'll be educating people on it. You'll be bringing your bread to a different community. But once again, you're providing that community because wherever you go, just knowing you from this little 2-year period and who you are, like you'll plant out in the middle of the desert and you can make things grow. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things.
I definitely try.
Absolutely. And then on that note too, on things that you're going to miss in San Francisco in general, I also feel like sometimes, you know, like you said, you're going to miss the people. And then when you told me that you're leaving, and you know, I thought, man, I took for granted that you were here every Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, I wanted to like help Matt. I wanted, it was, you know, all these things that you see down the road, because we both live in the neighborhood, both had kids. I was like, man, but we mostly saw each other at the market.
Yeah.
We saw each other in the neighborhood on occasion.
Sure.
But you know, it's like the grind every Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I took for granted on those situations, but not necessarily. So it's like you said, it's the people. So
Yeah.
what do we got? Do we know what
Yeah.
he's?
Nah, what's up, brother? Good. How's it?
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I have like one more question. I think. Can can we share what's next? What's next for you?
Yeah,
we're the next adventure.
Moving to Durham, North Carolina.
Beautiful, I heard.
Yeah, gonna live near my sister and her kids.
Wonderful.
And gonna bake over there, and yeah, just be near family.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we can follow you on Matt Jones, right?
Yeah, Matthew Jones Baker.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then we can follow you and just track your journey, and hopefully we see you again.
for sure.
I'll let you help this guy here before we
Yeah.
close out. So.
Yeah, it's my last market. Yeah.
That's fun. Something that just kind of happened here with a guy that one of your customers is like, thanks for getting me through COVID.
Oh man.
And I feel like a lot of the last 2 years, a lot of the market, a lot of just meeting relationships has been like, in a strange way, like getting people through COVID.
Yeah, it's like,
Something little joy, right?
yeah,
And on the vendor end, I know you feel this, seeing the kids grow and that joy of giving them a loaf of bread for the week and be like, I'm going to see you next week.
Yeah.
It was really cool to hear him say, oh, thanks for getting me through COVID. So it's just small things like that.
Yeah,
So, well, Matt, Durham, North Carolina, you're going to start up baking. We can follow you on Matt Jones Bakery. Will you update the Avast Instagram with your information, or are you going to? I guess will
Yeah.
follow you. I know you
Yeah.
got a pretty good online profile, so so that's where you could follow him on what he's doing and where he's going. And well, we wish you all the best. I'm gonna miss you,
I'm gonna
and
miss you.
I've appreciated lining up side by side. I mean, now we're two
right.
blocks away.
Yeah.
But we used to be on the same block.
That was sad.
Yeah, that was sad.
It's all good.
But we appreciate it, brother. We're gonna miss you. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.